I was in 2 Kings chapter 14 in my reading today. I gotta say, if don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it was a story, it would be the story of David leading up to Jeroboam. Now, I think anybody that's like even been like to the most basic Bible study kind of knows, David's story. You know what I'm saying? It's like Goliath, God's chosen, hunted down by Saul because Saul had disqualified himself, and David's like more public kind of scandals was the affair with Uriah the Hittite, and getting setting up her husband to get knocked off, and just so he could have her to himself, and that is like, and having multiple wives, and kind of he could have had a peaceful rule over God's people, but because of all the different things that he did kind of outside of God, he ended up having to basically war the entire time he was ruling Israel. He warred against the ops, people that are outside of God's people, and he warred within Israel, splitting the people. And that God basically said, this man has disqualified himself. And probably the biggest L he took was, making sure that his wives had a place to worship the gods of their people, like the foreign gods. And that was probably the thing that got him out of there the most. Because when you outside of God, your sin and the things that you do, the mistakes that you make, the stupid choices that you make are are symptomatic of you being out of relationship. And so David had disqualified himself in all these different ways. And God basically said, I'm taking Egypt from you, and I'm giving it to somebody that somebody you won't expect. And that person ended up being Jeroboam. And Jeroboam, long story less long, his child ended up sick, and this is while he's ruling the people of of Israel. And he told his wife, "Hey, disguise yourself, don't look like you, disguise yourself, and I want you to go." Now, mind you, Jeroboam had been worshiping foreign gods too. This dude had created idols, and he just everybody as soon as they got God's blessing stepped outside of God, basically, in the story. That's the don't play with it. You get it? Don't play with it. So Jeroboam sends his wife, to go talk to talk to somebody that should have been able to give him kind of I don't want to say a diagnosis, but the prognosis, can my son be healed? Go talk to this, this person, the seer. And the man that she wanted to talk to was blind, but he still knew who she was, even disguised. Which, another thing, don't try to disguise it. Don't dress it up. You outside a relationship with God, let it be. Trying to disguise it make it so much worse. That's like lying. That's like being in trouble. Your parents know what you did, and you still lied to them. I know what you did. Why you lying? You're just making it worse. So she came out and told, came to the seer, and the man basically told her, yo, your son gonna die, and he gonna die literally when you get home. Your kingdom is gonna be torn from you and given to the hands of foreigners, or given, your kingdom is gonna be not foreigners, but it's gonna be torn from you and given to somebody else, the rule of your kingdom. Nobody that dies in your family is gonna be buried. Those who die here gonna be eaten by dogs. Those who die here gonna be eaten by vultures. Your son is going to be the only one that gets buried because he's the only pure thing that's come out of y'all leadership. Y'all been worshiping foreign gods. Y'all been using foreign practices, sacrifices, all that. Y'all been doing everything y'all can outside of God's will, on purpose, like it was intended, like you meant it. You did it, said it with your whole chest. And so living out far outside of God, man, it puts you in position to hold so many L's, and it would be like a lowercase L because of your sin, because we all have sinned and fallen short, because we ain't in our flesh dwells no good thing. We all gonna take lowercase L's, but you capitalize that joint when you living outside of God. And that's the whole thing. You'll walk in blessing. You still can qualify for blessings because of the grace that we're under in Jesus Christ. But don't play with it. Don't play with it.